laughs in my face. They say you can't get nowhere. Chasing my dreams still in the same room as an infant. My vision so distant. Turn paper blue, but I got no thesis. Torn into pieces. I'll be back next weekend. I wanna be Mufasa. I wanna be a master. I wanna own my kingdom. I wanna gain my freedom.
So now to continue. Somalia is a laughingstock. The country is a joke to the whole world. I hate Al-Shabaab and how uncivilized Somalis can be. I don't wear a headscarf just because people will automatically know I'm Somali, which I hate.
All right.
First of all, I'd like to say everybody hates Al-Shabaab.
Yeah.
That's, you know what I mean?
Any terrorist group.
Al-Shabaab is a terrorist group, and they operate in Somalia. Other than that, they have nothing to do with Somalia.
Yeah, they don't represent
They do not represent Somalia. They're hated in Somalia.
Yeah.
So that
Are they hated in Somalia?
They're very well hated in Somalia.
Yeah, because you came from you went visiting.
Al-Shabaab is actually like at the beginning.
Yeah.
They were, remember when the Mahkamada they started at the beginning, they were doing their thing. Everybody was supporting them. They were doing their thing. But at the end, they started doing it specifically for interest.
Right.
What is Al-Shabaab is doing in Somalia is strictly interest.
Agenda.
Agendas.
They have an agenda.
There's no. It's money oriented. What Tugo, what Morians that just came together and they're doing their thing.
And they're getting funded.
And they're getting funded.
Yeah.
They're getting funded.
Yeah.
But honestly, Al-Shabaab, I personally think Al-Shabaab is just a bunch of guys that came together and they have an interest that they're gonna do, and that's just the way it is. Like Al-Shabaab, they're not respected in Somalia. They kill random Somalis every single day. Every single day, a person dies in Somalia because of Al-Shabaab.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so at the end of the
bombings,
day,
Yeah.
and they're saying La ilaha illallah, but they're gonna kill you.
Muhammad Rasulullah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, Al-Shabaab, I personally hate Al-Shabaab.
Yeah.
I hate them.
Are we a laughing stock in the global community? We haven't had a government. Every time we have a government, something happens. You got Al-Shabaab come squeezing in because there's an opportunity. The country is weak at points in times, right?
Failed state right now.
Failed state. Whenever we do have some type of an election or some type of parliament, there's corruption.
Yeah.
We're still getting bombed, like left, right, and center. You go to a hotel for a coffee, boom, you're getting bombed. You go to a graduation for medical school in Mogadishu, boom, you're getting bombed. Are we a laughing stock?
No, we are not a laughing stock. I just think, subhanAllah, we're in a world of just severely tough times, and everybody is tested differently. And as a nation, I feel like we're just being tested. And I'm so proud of us. I'm so proud of us. Like, I'm at a point in my life, alhamdulillah, where I'm alive to see a thing like social media. And I love so much seeing my brothers and sisters of Islam and from my Somali culture who like academically soar here and become incredible, but then say, I have to go back to where my mom and dad were raised and where my mom and dad ran away from, and I need to rebuild that because it's my generation who's going to do that, not my parents. It's mine. And then I go and I see like hotels being built, and I'm seeing beaches that have like these beautiful chairs on it, and I'm like looking at menus that look better than some of the menus in like the high-end cities of Toronto, and you're just kind of like, what an amazing time to be alive. That amidst all of the things that we have been through during these 2 decades, these tiring 2 decades, we've become still so magical and so beautiful, and we've still found beauty in all the ugly. That is not a laughing stock. I think that's an inspiring group of people, subhanAllah. Like, I love that.
Yeah. You said 2 decades though, right?
2 decades.
2 decades of turmoil.
Turmoil. When are we going to stop using as an excuse? Like, when do you if you go to class and you fail and you fail and you fail and you fail and you fail, the first fail, your teacher is going to be like, you got to go to you got to go to resource office. You're going to get extra help and and your mom's going to pat your back and it's going to be okay. But when you continue to fail over and over and over and over with the same mistakes, when does it become, you know what, you were trying versus, you're a laughing stock now. That's it. Like, there's no more, why do you keep failing?
I think the problem is deeper than, like, I don't think we should be worried about laughing stock. I think it's deeper than that, because when you think of Somalia, like, the majority, not majority, okay, well, a lot of, every province, every area, the mentality is more regionalist mentality. Not nobody, I can't say that's unfair, but you're not going to see a lot of nationalists. Everybody's going to talk about their corner, nepotism, all that. Like, that's what they want. It's come on, Garanaya for quite some time.
Exactly.
And you know what I mean? Let's split the pie together.
Exactly.
Whereas, I mean, it's everybody's going to pick and choose who, like, they're gonna pick who they know.
Right.
Nobody's gonna give another man a fair chance or another
Right.
female a fair chance
Right.
because it's nepotism.
Keeping it in the family.
Keeping it in the family to the point it's almost a fault. Like, you know what I mean? There's no, like, you'll see people with Somali flags repping, but in their heart of hearts, it's just their corner.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just their city. It's just their folks.
Right.
You know what I mean? If they can't count, you know, you're up to this 3 ways up.
Right.
You're nobody to them.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, I mean,
Imam, what do you think? Do you think that the what are they called? Diasporas, folks that have been educated here in the Western world, that have gone to school here, have been raised here, mashallah, they're better than I am. They're going back home, picking up all of their things, their families, their education, their money, and going back home and trying to build something for our country.
Yeah.
Do you think their efforts will make a difference?
Yeah, I think they're gonna go use the tools that they've learned here or wherever they're from. They're gonna go back home, and it just depends how they utilize it.
Right.
So you could be a doctor, you could be a carpenter, you could be an electrician. It doesn't matter. It's what you do and who you help when you're there. So is it really about fixing your country, or is it more about you?
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna open a business, only hire my family. I'm only gonna choose certain people to come into it, and that's it. A lot of people go back. They go back to their houses, they fix it up, and they live this amazing life,
Right.
and then they could have like homeless people sitting right next to them, and they don't care.
Right.
It doesn't bug them.
Do you think Somalia is actually going to, I guess,
pick up politically? No, because we're greedy people and we only look out for ourselves.
Say that again.
Honest.
Whoa, say that again.
No, honestly, like look at the prime minister. Like I don't know him personally, but like I see everything. Oh, Turkey's doing this, Turkey's doing that. Like they're fixing the country up for what? The benefit of future investments. But where's that money going? I watched the whole special on like homeless kids in Somalia, like sleeping on the beach and stuff. Like you're getting all these investments from countries that want to eventually use your port. Like that's why they're there, right?
Right. There's an agenda there.
So, and then it's like, and they're saying like, where's this money that where's it going? Like these people are living in fabulous homes.
and they're just greasing the pockets of the powers that be. And
So I'm personally not a nationalist. I left Somalia when I was a baby. I have no interest in going to Somalia. I love being Somalian. Like I think we're the shit. We're the greatest of the greats. I've never been like, I'm gonna get on a 20-something hour flight and I'm gonna go step back in Somalia and breathe my land's air. No, I have zero interest. So
I don't know. That's a question that I've always wondered. Like, if there's like, let's just say 40% of diasporas go back, right, and they're making a difference, will Somalia, like the people that live there, grew up there, all that like war, are they really going to take that in, welcome it, and actually can you change the mind? So you have Sarah that came from Minnesota, educated, is well open-minded, she can help you, but then Zahra that has been through war, is she going to accept her and say, you know what, I understand your mentality and I want to use that? Do you think that's going to happen?
But let's get more into detail with that, okay?
Yeah.
And the reason why I want to get more detail in that is put yourself in their shoes. So say right now you left Canada. You grew up here your whole life. I grew up here my whole life. You know what I mean? And I've been back to Somalia 5 times. Now the thing is, there's a lot of people. There's doctors that go to Somalia. You know what I mean? I don't know if you heard. There was one, like not even last year, 160 Somali kids graduated from Wuhan University in China. They did a party and they sent them all to Somalia.
Wow.
So we got 160 doctors that got off the plane. But guess what? Out of all of them, only 10 of them are operating within Somalia right now. Where are all of our doctors? You know where they went? They went to other countries because, let's be honest, you can't live in Somalia. There's turmoil, there's problems and stuff going on.
Right.
We had 160 people graduate and only 15 of them, or 10 to 15 of them are operating there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that just shows you right there, even as our people, now another thing, getting back into detail with that, I grew up in Canada.
Right.
I went to Somalia.
Right.
I wanted to help out, I wanted to help out the government. I wanted to work with the government. I wanted to do a lot of things.
Right.
But how are you going to do something when there's that guy who was there his whole life, that will tell you, I didn't drink homo milk my whole life. I don't even know what homo milk is. I know camel milk.
Yeah.
When I was here fighting for the country, where were you? You're watching CNN. So at the end of the day, how are you going to change that person's mentality? I actually sat down and try to convince people, like, listen, I'm here to help the country. But one thing you got to understand is, where were you? So you're coming there, yes, I'm a doctor, or yes, I'm this. They're going to be like, bruh.
We don't need
Where
you.
were you? And you know what the sad part is?
What's the whole
that
point of
weak
sending-
mentality
what's the
is
whole point?
there.
But that's
that
stupid.
weak mentality is there.
They're
There
the
are
ones that
lots
send
of
kids.
diasporas in Somalia as we speak right now. I personally know a lot of graduates that are in Somalia and they're not doing nothing right now.
Right.
So the guy who said, "Where were you?" isn't he one of the guys?
He's
that's
your
sending
cousin.
kids.
It's
He's
your
sending
cousin.
kids too.
But the point I'm trying to tell you is your own cousin. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when I went back, my own cousin is telling me, like say right now, if someone wants to become, let's just say, the president of Somalia,
Right.
Somalis are haters. We're natural haters to each other. That's a
Are
known
we
fact.
really?
We are natural.
Are we really, guys?
haters.
Straight up.
Because that's a sad fact.
And it's a sad fact, but it's the honest truth. We are natural haters. I've seen guys try to fight their own cousins for political reasons. Wouldn't you think he'd be on your side or you'd be working together? I've seen you're thinking like people are against you, like all of Somalia is being a hater.
Yeah.
That's not the point. Your own
Like
tribalistic movements will happen.
Yeah.
And people like your own family will turn on
yeah.
you. Because you have to understand, they're in a country where, people are like, there's
Yeah.
hunger.
Okay,
There's
so
turmoil.
I mean, let's get back
You know
to
what I
her.
mean?
Let's get back to her. So I mean,
Yeah, let's get back to her. Something she said that really made me so upset, subhanAllah, is that of hijab. Ya Rabbi, hijab is like a ni'mah and a gift from Allah. It has nothing to do with Somali people.
I had a feeling you were going to speak on that.
We were
Speak on
gifted
it.
with hijab. And I feel like the fact that the sister is unaware that Allah himself gifted you with hijab, like there are people, subhanAllah, who turn to Islam and become Muslim, and they'll be like, where was Islam my entire life, Ya Rabbi, Ya Ilah? And they're just like, oh my God, Allah gave me this gift right now. And then they try to catch up with life and be like, I need to make up for all the years I wasn't a Muslim and I was unaware of Islam. And here's a person, Ya Rabbi,
mixing
Ya Ilah.
culture with religion.
Exactly.
It's not.
It's like, how could you? I don't want people to know. No, when you wear the hijab, it's not people knowing you're Somali. They're knowing that you are a person of Allah. That's what that is.
Yeah.
Like how? Like that's how you know this is a sister who Ya Rabbi Ya Ilah needs a support system. Who loves Allah enough that reminds her gently, Sister of Islam, hijab is a ni'mah and a gift from Allah.
Yeah.
It is not about being Somali.
So no point on that one. She doesn't get a point on this one.
No,
There's no point on that whatsoever. You know what I mean?
Does the hijab make you look Somali though? Like if
I was just-
if I
yo,
went
I was
like
just
this
gonna say.
and I said, "Hey guys, it's Iman. Oh, I take it off. Hey, oh, how did you recognize me? Like, how do you know it's me?
Yeah.
Like I don't have a light scarf over my head. Like this girl is a stupid.
The
The only
side-
message that I have for her on that one is the hijab was given to her Deen Ahan, Islam Ahan. That has
It's a
nothing.
gift.
It's a
So don't
gift that was
associate.
given to
Such a
her.
gift.
So that was absolutely, I give her a fail on that one.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
okay.
You know what the funny part is?
Balayo hede ho, balayo hede ho, balayo hede ho, balayo hede. Halkii aan ku ababiyo hargeysiyo burcoy hede ho, balayo hede.